Do you have any characters that you related most to?
I mean, it's hard to say because, I wasn't in the streets. so I mean, it's like, and I didn't work on the docks.
You weren't a detective? No? Or a politician?
But I think characters I enjoy, I mean, Omar is obviously a fan favorite by everybody. But I think what I enjoyed and who I enjoyed a lot was probably Bodhi. Because I think he had one of the deeper level character arcs. So did Herc as well too. I think, as a policeman and stuff like that as well too. But I think just like, I really enjoyed Bodhi, his overall character arc. And one of my favorite characters in the show, and I just don't think he gets enough props. And I know he passed away, but Prop Joe, holy hell, man, that was just such a uniquely written character. And just have a proposition for you. I love to see him on screen all the time. So I think Bodhi and Prop Joe were probably two characters that I enjoyed a lot. And I think Bodhi, just in terms of how he matured, if you will, in some ways, whether it be in the street life, however you want to. I can say that I've done that as a man, as a person as well too. I was kind of once one way, a little bit more shy, trying to learn to be a little rougher around the edges, and then Bodhi became super, super, super smart. By the end of it, unfortunately, eventually still got. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean. I think he was one of the better characters written on the show.
And speaking of characters, and I know it with an ensemble cast like this, with as broad of a story, interweaving stories as it has, it's probably impossible to narrow it down to one. So, are there certain characters that you found yourself, I don't want to say rooting for, but relating to a little bit more than others?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's interesting. Obviously, a lot of people's favorite is Omar, and he's a favorite of mine as well. He obviously had everyone up to President Obama. But as you watch the show over and over, you start looking at secondary characters and tertiary characters, that kind of thing. One character that's really grown on me, not that I didn't like him at the beginning, is Kima, because of the historical nature of having a gay character on the show, but have her be so nuanced. Not have to make her perfect, have to have mistakes, have her someone who had a loving relationship, who had children, and all those kind of things. So just what that meant for the character. Obviously, Omar was another gay character, but it was kind of in a different way. But to have a female lesbian character that thankfully they didn't kill off early, I think that's one that's really resonating for me over the years, I think.
Bodhi, because he was the loyalest person you can really think of, no matter who he worked for, the situation. He was loyal, he was with everything, and obviously it sucked what happened when his time came. But when I looked at him, he was the ideal situation of somebody you want to have in your group. He's the guy, he's the soldier you want to have when it came down to it, because he understood the game, he understood it was what it was. He's got caught in the wrong mix in the wrong place, wrong time, and somebody spot him with a cop, and that was it. But with that being said, he's the guy where I look at he's exactly what you want for your organization. He's exactly what you want. He knows what he's talking about. He's not dumb. He's not going to do anything dumb, and he's with it. He understands what got to be done. So to me, that's the one character. It actually hurt when his time came, because you saw his progression as a character. You saw his maturation. You saw him get better as an actor. And it was unfortunate when his time came, but his time did come. So that's what it was. Also, honorable mention, Slim Charles. Didn't get as much camera time as he probably should have gotten, but in his action, in his camera time, he did his damn thing, and he will always be remembered for his role in The Wire. Always, he did his damn thing. Now, there's other guys that I liked in certain roles, certain lines that we both talk about often, but those are the two for me that stand out outside of the main characters. Guys that really, when their time was on, they really acted their ass off.
It's Lance Reddick. What's his character's name?
Cedric Daniels. I got you.
Yeah,
Lieutenant Daniels.
So he ends up saying, I'm not going to eat this shit stew, being in charge of the police. I'm going to be a lawyer like my wife told me to do 3 seasons ago. And he ends up, I think coming out of it really nice with his integrity intact. But Bubbles is easily the one that I rooted for the most, because even when he was like, oh, I'm going to stop doing drugs, and he kind of starts doing drugs again, you still kind of see that he regrets doing it. And it's fun to see people like that get good karma. And honestly, there's not much good karma in The Wire, as we all know. So you got to get it where you get it.
Absolutely.
See, this is kind of a cop-out answer because it's just like the journalist and the journalist, but kind of Gus from season 5.
Love it. Okay.
That might be the one. I might be the one person who picks Gus as the character they relate most to, but just kind of this idea of that's the kind of journalist you want to be, right? Yes. Someone who's always fighting for the truth, someone who's always skeptical, and so that was someone that every time I rewatched it, I'm like, yeah, that's a good character right there.